I think one of the biggest problems facing modern society isn't depression. It isn't anxiety. It isn't even loneliness. I think it's something deeper. I think people are lost. And the strange thing is, we've never lived in a time with more comfort, more convenience, and more opportunity. So why do so many people feel directionless? I think social media has a lot to do with it. Without diving too deeply into sociology, we simply weren't designed to have access to the entire world. Human beings evolved in communities. We weren't meant to compare ourselves to millions of people every day. A commoner in ancient times knew kings existed, but he didn't wake up every morning and watch what the king ate for breakfast. Today, we're constantly exposed to the richest people, the most beautiful people, the most successful people, and the most extraordinary lives. And I think this constant exposure has damaged our understanding of what normal looks like. Comparison used to steal joy. Now I think it's stealing identity. But I don't think social media is the real problem. I think it's just revealing something deeper. I think people are missing purpose. For most of history, meaning was rooted in something greater than ourselves. Faith, family, community, responsibility. Today, we're taught that winning matters above all else. Not keeping up with the Joneses, being the best Joneses possible. But there's a problem. If winning is the highest good, then someone will always be richer, always be smarter, always be more successful. Which means you'll spend your entire life chasing a finish line that doesn't exist. And I know this because I've experienced it myself. I've always loved cars. Growing up, I thought that if I could just own my dream car, I'd finally be content. I imagined happiness, validation, maybe even admiration. But after I got it, I realized something. My life was pretty much the same. Women weren't suddenly throwing themselves at me. I wasn't magically happier. And the only thing the car really provided was the temptation to speed and a few speeding tickets. The car wasn't the problem. It delivered everything and exactly what it promised. I was the one asking it to provide something it never promised. Meaning, purpose, contentment. Objects can fulfill desires, but they cannot fulfill souls. And I think that's true for money, careers, status, and fame as well. They're wonderful things, but they make terrible gods. If a young man asked me what he should optimize for in his life, I wouldn't tell him to optimize for money, or status, or even success. I'd tell him to optimize for understanding himself, to honestly examine his strengths, his weaknesses, his values, his talents, and what he truly wants, on the deepest level possible. Because I think a person feels lost when they live a life they think they should, but not the life they chose for themselves. And maybe that's why so many people feel lost today. Not because they're incapable, but because they're climbing ladders they never chose to climb. So, this week, spend 1 hour alone. No phone, no music, no distractions. And ask yourself one question. What do I truly want? Not what society wants, not what my parents want, not what social media tells me. What do I want? Because perhaps a meaningful life isn't found. Perhaps it's chosen. And perhaps the first step to finding your way is understanding who you are. Until next time, take care.